So there are 5 steps that you can actually speed up the law of attraction with a more powerful law. So the law of attraction has been really popular within the last decade thanks to the popular documentary The Secret. There are more and more people alive today that know about the law of attraction than any time in history. First time that I came across the law of attraction though was in a book called Maximum Achievement by Brian Tracy. And it wasn't until reading that book that I discovered The Secret, which has now come to popularize it. But in Maximum Achievement by Brian Tracy talks about a law that is even more powerful than the law of attraction. And basically what this law does is it speeds up the law of attraction process. So what is this law? What is this law that is more powerful than the law of attraction? That law is the law of reversibility. So what is the law of reversibility? Now, the law of attraction and The Secret have spoken about this kind of thing before. It isn't uncommon, but it isn't as emphasized, and I think it really should be. So simply, the law of reversibility is feeling from the end. Now, we've heard of thinking from the end, but the law of reversibility is more about emotions and the feeling that you have attached to your goal, that thing that you might be trying to manifest. So basically, the law of reversibility is basically feeling and experiencing in your visualizations and in your mind what it is that you want to attract. And basically experiencing it mentally and kinesthetically, which is feeling, and working from there, working from the outcome already realized. So the law of attraction says whatever you think about, you bring about. You have to think about what you want. But the law of reversibility is all about your emotions and how you feel and how you are going to feel at the end. So there are 5 steps that you can use to speed up the law of attraction by using the law of reversibility. And Brian Tracy goes through those 5 steps in Maximum Achievement. And I'm going to quickly go through them with you now. So the first step is to verbalize and affirm. So obviously in the law of attraction, we think about the things that you want to create in your life, instead of focusing on those things that you do not want in your life. But the law of reversibility, to start kicking that into action, it's actually good to verbalize and affirm what you want. So when you are verbalizing and affirming your outcome, the thing that you want to manifest, it has to be a clear outcome. So don't worry too much about the details. Verbalize the outcome that you want. So for example, it could be I weigh X amount, or it could be I earn X amount each month. It's important that you do this as if it's something that you have already attained. Because if you say something like I will, that assumes that it is going to come in the future and it isn't happening now. Remember, you need to start from the end result. You need to start from the feeling of the outcome. And you can't do that if you're saying things to yourself like, I will, or I wish. It has to be, I am, or I. If you are enjoying this video so far, then please leave a like on it and please do subscribe. Thank you so much. So when you are verbalizing as well, you don't have to do this in front of anyone else. Just do it privately to yourself in case you are worried about other people hearing you. So you can just do it privately to yourself. So the second one is something that anyone who's followed the law of attraction, knows the teachings of the law of attraction, will know about, and that is visualize. So this is something that you're going to have to put a little bit more effort to and some concentration in. So what you need to do when you are visualizing is to visualize the end result. So basically what you want to be doing is you want to be seeing your loved ones, you want to be seeing maybe it's something that you see on a scale, perhaps it's something that you see in your bank account. You need to visualize this happening. You need to imagine the people around you when you find out. You need to imagine telling people about this kind of thing. Just really concentrate and visualize what you will experience when the outcome has arrived. Then the next step, when you are visualizing, is to emotionalize. So when you are verbalizing, when you're affirming, when you are visualizing, start feeling those emotions that you will experience when you have actually got your outcome. So imagine that you've got that check in the mail. Imagine that you're looking at your bank account and you're seeing whatever it is that you want to see in your bank account. Imagine stepping on the scales and what you will feel when you see that weight that you want to weigh. How will you feel when your outcome happens? Imagine how you will feel when you succeed. If you are looking for more wealth and happiness, I highly recommend that you watch this video on the 5 keys to wealth and happiness. So the 4th step, after you have verbalized and affirmed what you want, after you have visualized and felt how it would feel when you actually have your outcome, the next step is to release. There's a quote about letting go that I really love by Epictetus, and that is this: some things are in our control and others not. So release is really important. You have to let go. Brian Tracy says to imagine that you have given this outcome to a trusted friend that is going to basically sort this out for you. So you've basically stated to the universe what it is that you want. You've imagined it, you've affirmed it, you've visualized it, you've felt it, and now you are passing it over to the universe, to God, and they are going to sort it out for you. Sometimes some things are out of our control. So instead of focusing on miracles happening in your life, especially if you are trying to manifest some kind of miracle, you need to let go of it and instead focus on the things that you can control. So let's say you really want a successful business. So obviously there are things that you can do, that you can personally do, that is within your control. And there are other things that might not be in your control, that might take a little bit of time. So you have to leave basically all of the things that are not currently in your control to someone else, to that higher power, to the universe. That's why it's important to release. Only focus on those things and only do those things that you can control. Don't worry so much about how you're going to get to your outcome. Don't worry too much about how long it's going to take to get to your outcome. Just keep on doing those daily little steps that can help you get there. And eventually you will come across the opportunities will be given to you, they will present themselves to you. And sometimes they may even come from unexpected sources. Like the thing that you want, your outcome, it may not come from the way that you planned it to. It may actually come from a different area. So let's say that you have a business and you have a ebook on the internet and you're hoping that you're going to get your wealth from that ebook. But instead, what actually happens is you get that wealth from a different source. So perhaps someone lends you a loan, or perhaps you get AdSense on YouTube videos that you've created, or on blogs that you've made, or on your website, and you get money instead from that way. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to get all this money from this book, what actually ends up happening is you do get that revenue, you do get what you want to earn each month, but it's from a completely different source. So don't be so attached to the way it's going to come into your life. Just trust that it will. And understanding that it might not come from the way that you actually imagine it to, is actually something that's really going to help you release it. So the 5th step to speed up the law of attraction, with this more powerful law, the law of reversibility, is the realization. And this takes absolutely no effort from you. All it simply is you realizing and looking out for the signs from the universe that it's coming and taking action on those things. So opportunities may start presenting themselves to you, and you'll start to see the fruits of your labors. If you've truly done steps 1 to 4 in the proper manner, all that is left for you to do is start witnessing it happening in your life. So therefore, you don't need to struggle anymore. Sure, you're going to have to put in effort to, do whatever it is that you need to do. So if you want to weigh a certain amount, then obviously you need to take action on that. If you want to have a certain amount in your bank account each month, then obviously you need to work towards that. You can't get something from nothing, because there is also a law called the law of cause and effect. So you still need to be creating your own reality. You still need to be taking action, but you don't need to be as stressed about it, because you know that it's coming. And if you are stressed and if you're worried about these kinds of things, if you're worried about the outcome, then you're not going to be in the right frame of mind to be able to see the opportunities coming into your life. You're not going to be able to see the little clues that the universe is giving you, because you can't, because you're too worried about the outcome. You're too busy focusing on things that are out of your control, basically. But once you realize that it's not really in your control how this is going to happen to you, the only thing you can control is your own little daily actions that you take each day, and you kind of start relaxing a bit, that is when you're going to see more of the opportunities. That's when you're going to feel so much better, and that's when you're going to be able to grasp those opportunities, because you're going to be in a better, more relaxed frame of mind. And that's what the law of reversibility is all about, starting from the outcome. And those were the 5 steps to speed up the law of attraction by using the law of reversibility. Thank you so much for watching.